Hello everyone and welcome to our 2022 Neurosarcoidosis Patient Day. I'm Leo and I'm the Senior Executive here at Sarcoidosis UK. Thank you very much to you all for joining us today for what's set to be a great event. I'm going to be hosting today's Patient Day with the amazing Jackie Newton. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you will know who Jackie is already, and to be honest, it's probably nearly impossible to summarise just how much Jackie does for Sarcoidosis UK and for sarcoidosis patients around the UK. But just to name a few things, Jackie is our patient ambassador, a support group organiser, a Facebook moderator, and she also works on events like today and so much more. So let me hand you over to Jackie to say hello, and she will also introduce our speakers for today.
Well, hello all, and thanks, Leo. It's been a really rewarding time for me. For those who haven't yet had the pleasure, Leo is our Senior Executive Officer at Sarcoid UK. He had to hit the ground running and he's truly excelled. I'd like to acknowledge the work that you do, Leo, above and beyond your normal working day. You always make yourself available in your time off, and you're committed to building your knowledge of sarcoid, representing patients on boards and in conferences. You work so well with sarcoid doctors. You are a relentless advocate for sarcoidosis patients, Leo. Thank you. Now, I'd like to introduce our speakers, Dr. Desmond Kidd and Dr. Steve Higgins. First, Dr. Kidd. He's a neurosarcoid expert among other diseases and one of the few true sarcoidologists in the UK. Dr. Kidd has studied NS for around 25 years. He sits on our clinical board at Sarcoid UK, and he's made numerous videos for us, which you can access on our website, and just happens to be my very own consultant, which I'll be eternally grateful for. He is in fact a champion for his patients. So thank you so much, Dr. Kidd, for your continuing efforts with Sarcoid UK and on behalf of your parents. Thank you and welcome again. Then we've got Dr. Steve Higgins, who is clinical psychologist at Barts in London. He really understands the challenges and difficult experiences living with rare conditions, and he is going to give us a fantastic talk today, and I'm sure everyone will benefit from his knowledge. Thank you, and hello, Dr. Higgins.
Yes, thank you as well from me to Dr. Higgins and Dr. Kidd for being here today. We really do appreciate it. And thank you, Jackie, as well for your very kind words. Now, before I take us through the programme today, I just wanted to quickly remind everyone that this Neurosarcoidosis Patient Day is an annual event, and we do have a different programme every year. So if you've missed any of our previous Neurosarcoidosis days, or you'd like to revisit one of them, I know we do share a lot of information in them, so it is often worth going back and revisiting them. You can do this on our Patient Days hub on the website, which you should be able to see on my screen in a moment. So yeah, it looks like this, and you can see there's links to each of our previous patient days along with full transcripts. So there's loads of valuable information there which you can access at any time. I will also take us quickly through our programme for today, so everyone knows what to expect. We will be doing our introduction until about 20 past, and at that point we will hand over to the brilliant Dr. Kidd, who will give his neurosarcoidosis presentation. We will then have a 10-minute break before Dr. Higgins gives his talk on mental health and the consequences of living with a chronic disease, which I know lots and lots of people are really looking forward to. Then after another 10-minute comfort break, we will have our Q&A session. Now, lots of people have submitted questions in advance, but there is also the option to submit questions using the Q&A box down at the bottom of your Zoom screen. So please do add questions as they come up, and we'll be adding to my list as we go along, and then asking those questions during the Q&A at the end. And we will try to get through as many as we possibly can in the time that we have. I would also like to introduce Kemi, who is a neurosarcoidosis patient and also a fantastic supporter of the charity. Kemi is a very talented musician who's done lots of things to help Sarcoidosis UK, including creating a brilliant charity single a couple of years back. And she's also sent in a video for us to share and it's Kemi talking about her neurosarcoidosis experience and journey. So a huge thank you to Kemi for getting in touch and sharing that video. And let's hear a bit about Kemi's story.
Hi, my name is Kemi Salola. I'm 29 years old and I'm a neurosarcoidosis patient. I've had neurosarcoidosis for about 5 years now, and it started with me having quite a few facial pains, headaches. I was sleeping a lot. I lost a lot of weight during that time, and then I started to get a lot of toothache on my left side. So I went to my dentist, and they got it checked out, and they said there seemed to be some sort of infection there, and they suggested that I should get a brain scan to look into it further. So I went to a private doctor and we done a brain scan, and from there they found some inflammation in the brain. I remember that time I just felt, really panicked, and I wasn't sure, what to expect. They were thinking it could be a tumor or if it was cancer, but luckily those two were ruled out, and then we were able to get closer to the diagnosis of neurosarcoidosis. From there, I went to the specialist of the condition and started my treatments. But we had to do a lot of tests such as lumbar punctures, which were, quite hard to go through, but they were very necessary for me to get the correct diagnosis, and a lot of blood tests and so on. So yeah, as well as the symptoms of having a lot of facial pain, I also would have episodes where I'd forget things, or I wouldn't be able to, function, simple functions such as opening bottles or cooking or doing things for myself. There's also a time that I couldn't walk for a while, and it was just very debilitating and quite a hard time at that moment. But luckily I had the right care of family and friends, but also the doctors as well, who gave me the right medication to get my body, on track and giving me the right things that I needed. Some of the challenges with neurosarcoidosis, yeah, definitely the head pains and headaches. That was really hard for me. I would just, especially during summer times with the heat, I would just get very tired, and with fatigue, which is another factor, I would just sleep a lot of the time. And I think that was hard for me to also, as well as that affecting me physically, it affected me socially as well, because I wouldn't be able to do things or go out. I just stayed at home a lot of the time, just dealing with that. But luckily, with the condition, it's kind of like, it changes with, I think, food and, certain things that you can do to support yourself even whilst you're going through it. So for me, I've tried different lifestyle habits, such as joining the gym and swimming and trying to eat better. And those have really helped, as well as taking my medication regularly, and communicating with my doctor and joining groups like Sarcoidosis UK, which has been really supportive and helpful for me to just, make the most out of where I am and just get my health to the best place that it can be. Right now, I'm really fortunate that I am, in a better place, as I said, and I'm on a way to hopefully reducing some of my treatments. But I'm just really fortunate and thankful for all of the support that's around sarcoidosis. And I know that with more events like this, we can get more research and more support to do, great things for people.
Thank you to Kemi for sharing that with us, and it's so great to hear that she's doing better now as well. I'd also like to take this opportunity to mention the Sarcoidosis UK Nurse Helpline. And the reason for that is we have some very exciting news to share. But before I do share that, in case anyone wasn't aware, our helpline is a free and confidential telephone helpline for sarcoidosis patients. All of the calls are taken by our Sarcoidosis UK nurses. So if you would like some extra support, please do have a look on our website where you can schedule a call. If you navigate to the support section of the website, you'll be able to schedule a call there. Now, one of our three nurses, Rachel, is an amazing person, but she is also a neurosarcoidosis patient herself, as well as being our helpline nurse. And we are extremely excited to share with you today that she's very recently returned from some intensive neurosarcoidosis training with Dr. Kidd himself at the Royal Free. So this has been a really invaluable experience to have the neurosarcoidosis expert training Rachel so that she can then use this knowledge to help callers on our helpline. So I really cannot express how grateful we are to Dr. Kidd and also to Rachel for this really important work that I'm sure is going to help so many people. It's also really exciting to be able to say that, as far as I know, we have the only nurse in the country with neurosarcoidosis training. So we're very excited about that as well. So Rachel has recorded a video so that she can say hello to everyone and tell us a bit about her work. So I'll stop talking now and let's hear from Rachel.
Hello there. My name is Rachel Summers and I'm one of the Sarcoidosis UK helpline nurses, and I was just going to tell you a bit of my story. So I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis in 2016, and looking back, I think I had it quite a lot longer than that. I was treated with every asthma pump known to man before you know, I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. 2 years later, I began to have neuro symptoms, and that was the start of an awful 9 months for me. You know, really complaining about these symptoms and not getting listened to. And it really did affect my mental health. So I'm so glad that Dr. Higgins is here this afternoon to talk about the mental health side of sarcoidosis, because it really is quite significant. Really struggled until I managed to get to Dr. Kidd. Now, my MRI scan that had been reported as normal, Dr. Kidd found a slight abnormality on, and within 5 minutes of seeing him, I literally did get diagnosed with neurosarcoidosis. And I remember driving home from London in tears because someone had listened to me and I'd got that diagnosis. So in those 9 months of being desperate, I actually picked up the phone and made a call to the nurse helpline and spoke to that amazing Joe. And that for me was a real turning point in accepting and moving forward with my sarcoidosis diagnosis. So sarcoidosis, as we all know, is a rare disease, and therefore our sarcoidosis journey can be a lonely one. So that's where the nurse helpline comes in. There are 3 of us, and we all have specific interests in different areas of sarcoidosis. Recently, I've worked for 2 days with Dr. Kidd, and he's really helped me to build up my experience and knowledge in sarcoidosis, particularly in neurosarcoidosis, so that I can be a resource to all of you guys out there. Someone you can book a call with, sort of to talk through the daily issues that sarcoidosis involves, and to give advice as well, so that your sarcoidosis journey is not such a lonely one. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much, Rachel, and of course thank you to Dr. Kidd as well for taking the time out to work with Rachel on sort of upskilling her on neurosarcoidosis. And like I say, it's so exciting to be able to say that we can offer that support now. So thank you very much to both of you. And for anyone who's watching who would like to schedule a call with Rachel, you can do that on our website, like I said earlier. So please do head over to the support section of our website if you would like to schedule a call with Rachel or any of our nurses. I'd like to thank our speakers today. So Dr. Kidd and Dr. Higgins, who've given up their Saturdays to spend it with us, educating us and answering our questions. It really does mean the world to a lot of people, including myself. So thank you very much. And of course, a huge thank you to Jackie for her hard work helping with today, but also for the countless things that she does for the charity and for sarcoidosis patients around the country. I also have to thank my Sarcoidosis UK team in the office. So in addition to myself, we have Peter, who is our executive chairperson. We have Charlene, who is our marketing and fundraising executive, and Brogan, who joined us this year as our junior executive and has really hit the ground running. So if you want to get in touch with any of us in the office, for whatever reason, please do. You can email any of us just by using our first name followed by @sarcoidosisuk.org. So for example, I'm Leo at sarcoidosisuk.org and Charlene would be Charlene at sarcoidosisuk.org. And a really big special thanks to Charlene, who you can't see on screen today, but she has very generously given up her Saturday this weekend to run the behind the scenes production of this event. So it's really honestly so amazing to have such a dedicated and hardworking team working with me. So thank you very much. One final thing before I hand you over to Dr. Kidd for our first session of the day. We could not do any of our important work without our supporters. We wouldn't be able to put on events like today. We wouldn't be able to fund research. We wouldn't be able to run our nurse helpline. So really thank you to anyone who's either donated their money or time to the charity and anyone who's fundraised for Sarcoidosis UK. If you are able to, please do consider making a donation at sarcoidosisuk.org/donate. We are a very small charity that doesn't receive government funding, so we really do need your help in order to be able to carry on. Thank you so much for listening. Please do get in touch with us if there's anything we can do to support you or help you. And I really hope you enjoy the day. I will hand over to Dr. Kidd now for his presentation.